Good morning, everybody. It's 12:04, but do I sound like I just woke up? I do. And you know why? Because I'm old and because I stayed up way too late. So, anyway, I hope you guys are all doing very well. I am. I have a fun afternoon planned. So I'm excited. I am going to paint ceramics. Well, is it pottery if it's greenware? I don't know. But that is what I'm doing. So I am going to do just a little bit here. And then when I end this live, I'm going to go paint, which would be fun, right? Okay. So I need to quit saying I don't know why I'm doing that. Good morning. Happy. Hello, Diane. Muffin Top, welcome. David Vogel, good afternoon. Scarlett Summer, welcome. I think Scarlett was first. Don't tell her. Jackie Hughes, and Kapal, welcome. That is everybody so far. Okay. And for all of you people that are just hanging out in the background, not participating, why are you so shy? You don't have to be shy. This is a nice, friendly group in here. We welcome all. Can't you tell by the skull and crossbones? Sinister. Okay. I'm kind of making light of this because it's not really, it's not scary. But everybody always thinks that anger is scary, right? Everybody thinks anger is a scary thing. Well, part of the reason that people think that anger is a scary thing is because, people get angry and they are out of control. I was thinking about this and I was thinking, is there an analogy for how one would or should respond to anger? And with the understanding that anger itself is simply a chemical reaction in the brain, and then somewhere up inside your noggin, there is meaning that is attributed to it. That you have this chemical reaction, it prepares your body for a lot of work, a lot of energy, which would be either fight or flight, right? Something in between. And somehow that magnificent thing sitting between your two ears, somehow it pays attention in a really subconscious way, pays attention to the environment in which the animal is operating, and makes an attribution of, oh, well, everything's okay. This animal is angry, or this animal is nervous, anticipatory excitement, which we would call nervousness, or this animal is fearful. So whether or not your body, in terms of like the physical reaction, the chemical organic reaction inside of your brain, it's all really the same in terms of preparing the body to use a lot of energy. And that could be fight or flight. That could be escaping something fearful, running away or fighting. That could be anger, where the person or animal is in a situation that is not sustainable, and therefore the animal is driven to escape. And if that means gnashing his teeth and fighting his way out of that untenable situation, then they will. And so I tell, a really good way to think about anger is, it's just energy. Anger is just gasoline, and it doesn't have to go on a fire. Okay, that's where we go wrong. So the body, it's very natural, and it keeps you safe, that you are capable of a fight or flight response, or excitation, or anxious distress, those all being physiological chemical exchanges. It's natural, it's normal, and it keeps the animal safe and alive to have those things. But it is the environment in which you're operating that gives the message of, oh, this is anger, or oh, this organism is falling in love, or this person is, fearful. There's a saber-toothed tiger about to get it. Okay. Or a horde of angry YouTube subscribers. That will fire up a fight or flight response, I promise. Now then, so thinking about, anger, I was wondering, is there like an analogy? There's some very good analogies for the chemical reaction, but is there an analogy for how one would or should respond to that chemical reaction, which places this high level of energy inside your body? And so I got to thinking about, okay, well, I always say, it's like energy, right? It's like gasoline. It makes you move. It makes you put one foot in front of the other and do something. Okay. And so I thought, okay, well, I think it's a little bit like the difference between getting on the runaway mine train at Disney World, which is a roller coaster for those of you that haven't been there. It's a roller coaster. And it's all wacky and crazy, and you're just kind of going in all directions. And it's, it's an old mining town, and they've got miners that are drunk, and it's just, it's chaos. Okay. It's just chaos. Okay. And there's explosions and things happening in a very Disney-esque kind of way. So I thought, it really, the way one would choose to respond to their anger, it's a bit like, the difference between getting into the little car and taking the runaway mine train, with the runaway mine train being the anger, the energy that carries you, compared to getting into your car and putting a destination in your GPS, and then methodically following the steps that your GPS lady is telling you to go. And then ultimately arriving safe and sound at your destination is on the right. Okay. So the question at hand is, what is a good analogy for how one would choose to respond to anger? And the two examples to compare and contrast would be, in one scenario, anger being the fuel, the gasoline, and you get into the runaway mine train and all of its chaos, and, never knowing what direction you're going, sometimes going slow, sometimes going way too fast, as compared to a really methodical and planned out objective of having an actual GPS location with the various twists and turned, planned, follow the rules of the road. Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, here's what I mean by that. So when we think about anger, there's other related moods or traits like irritability, right? Hostility does not have to be a part of anger. One does not have to become hostile to feel angry. There are many people that have become angry that take very calm, methodical pro-social steps to help greater society. And then they use up all their energy volunteering their work, and then they don't have the anger anymore. So anger gets a bad rap, right? Oh, love is so sweet and good. And anger is so sinister and bad. No, absolutely not. They're both the same thing. It depends on what you do with that energy. There's a profound thought, right? What are you doing with your energy? Are you just sitting around all day eating? Are you frantically trying to mind everybody else's business? Are you frantically trying to micromanage every little tiny detail of other people's lives? Are you using all that energy to go out and lift weights or take your little, train your horse, or, go fishing, go hike a 14,000 foot mountain in Colorado? What are you doing with that energy? You can call it anger if you want it to have a negative connotation, but the actual truth is it's energy. You don't believe me? Here's an example. Have you ever said, oh, I can't wait, tomorrow's Saturday. It's Saturday and I am going to sleep in. I don't have to set my alarm and wake up at 4 a.m. It's going to be magnificent. I'm going to lay in the bed and luxuriate till noon. And then the sun comes up, and that damn chicken that lives next door, guess what? He's a rooster, and he starts crowing at the crack of dawn. And your body is accustomed to awakening at 4 a.m. And so your great plans of sleeping till noon are thwarted. Why? Because your body is automatically waking you up. It's on a time clock. It says, oh, Johnny is going to be late to work. We got to wake him up. So already that thing that keeps us paralyzed and deep into an unconscious state, it goes away. It actually goes away. It raises your body temperature. It begins to crank out adrenaline, and it prepares your body to awaken. And so then, because you're now in a very light sleep, rather than like deep down into the whole dark and murky REM sleep, now you can hear the rooster next door. And you're like, what? What the hell is that noise? Is that a rooster? I didn't even know we had a damn rooster. Because normally you're gone from the house before the rooster begins to crow at the crack of dawn, right? Now you're home. You're in bed. You're prepared to sleep and luxuriate until noon. And because your body betrays you by pulling you up slowly through the various levels of sleep, now you're kind of in that netherworld of, am I awake? Am I asleep? I don't want to move. Damn, it's cold, right? Now you're hearing the world beginning to awaken. And you're usually the first person out there in the world before the sun comes up. And so the body is betraying you, and it's saying, no, what the? You are going to get fired if you lay in that bed any longer, mister. You better get your ass up and get going. So the combined effort then, and I'm kind of making a joke, but the combined effort of that then is that now you're laying in the bed, and what's happening? Your heart's pounding. Your feet, your legs are uncomfortable. You feel like you have to move your legs. You have to get up and you have to walk. And you think you're getting up to walk, to go yell at the chicken to shut up, which is just going to make the rooster louder because he's going to go, oh, look, I have a friend. This there's another rooster over there crowing with me. We'll make beautiful music together. So don't yell at a rooster because it's just going to make him louder. And so you're believing that you're just going to go over there, you're going to yell at that chicken, and you're going to get back in bed then and relax and go back to sleep. But that is not what happens, is it? You get back in bed and you go, yes. And then you're like, I wonder what I'm going to do today. And you're thinking, what? No, don't think about what you're going to sleep until 12 o'clock. So you can close your eyes really tight. And you go, no, I'm not thinking about, I'm going to go to sleep. See, I'm going to sleep now. Just, I'm going to go to sleep. And then you're like, I think I'm thirsty. I think I'd get up and if I got something to drink, I'd probably be okay. And before it's over with, you are fully awake and you are recognizing this sucks. I'm angry. I don't understand why the whole world gets to sleep late, but not me. No. Well, you're giving all of that improper meaning to what is simply your body doing what your body does. So you get mad, right? Some people like grab the blanket and jerk the blanket. Some people get up, go in the kitchen, and start slamming cabinets around. Yeah, I'm sure you don't do that. Okay. So anger is energy. Sexual excitation is energy. Fear is energy. Performance, getting out on the floor, an NBA game, it's energy. But ultimately, all of those things start as a chemical reaction that is designed to prepare your body for great burst of strength and speed. So when you get mad at the chicken, it's the same thing as, that NBA player who's about to go out on the floor. Well, maybe it's not exactly, but you get the point. Okay, now then. So there's irritability and whatnot. And some people would say hostility is anger. It is absolutely not. Hostility is a completely different trait, as in personality, not organic movement like emotion coming from a chemical reaction, right? So I'm thinking about this analogy, how you would respond to your increased anger. No, energy. How you would respond to your increased energy versus how you do respond or should respond to your increased energy, aka anger. Some people, in fact, dare I say it, the majority of people, you know what they do? They get angry. And what is it? They jump right into the runaway mine train. And it is Katie bar the door because you are pissed and your hair is on fire. And just everybody get prepared because we don't know what's about to happen when mom gets mad. So it's a bit like being at Disney World. So raving lunatic running around the house, screaming and yelling and flailing her arms about. Not at my house. At my house, I simply recognize, I seem to be angry. This situation with colorful PI guy has made me angry. And I think, well, what do I need to do about this? This is not okay. This should not be allowed to stand. It's a little bit of that, righteous indignation, aka anger. And so what I choose to do instead is I choose to go down to the PI guy professional licensing organization in Houston. I don't even know if that's such a place, but this is my fantasy, okay? I choose to go down and form and lodge a formal complaint. Damn it. Because I'm mad. It's wrong what he's doing. And so I'm getting dressed. And maybe I'm getting dressed very quickly and in a somewhat violent manner. yanking my shirt on, pulling my shoes on, pulling the brush through my hair. Damn him, how dare he attack a mother of a lost kid, right? But then what happens when I get in my car? It occurs to me suddenly, you don't know where you're going, Jules. Oh, yes, I do. I'm going to go file a formal complaint. I just need to find out where the building is to do that. And so I get out my GPS and I say, aha, there it is. I need to go step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and then I'll be able to lodge my formal complaint against the colorful PI guy. And then I'll feel better because I will have done something. I will have used all this energy created by my anger, and I will have done something proactive to fix the problem. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Critters, in her angry outburst, well, she's still on the runaway mine train with her hair on fire, and she's throwing dishes, and she's screaming cuss words, and small children are cowering in fear, and large dogs are running away, squealing in fear. And when it's all over with, Critters looks around and she goes, well, damn, I made a mess. This is a mess. What the hell did I do? Did I really get this angry? Wow, I didn't know I had that many dishes to break. Where'd the dog go, honey? Oh, I see him. He's running down the road. Come out, little small children. Mommy won't hurt you. You're going to be okay. No, Mom, you're bad. You scare me when you do those things. Mom, you're speaking in tongues. We didn't know those words coming out of your mouth. You get my point, right? So while Critters is looking around in dismay at the product of her anger, dare I say it, temper tantrum, I, in my righteous indignation, have now taken step 1. I turned right on Interstate 45. I exited west on 610. I made the Memorial Drive exit. Yes, I did. And I went in, by God, and I lodged my formal complaint against colorful PI guy. And then when I left, I felt so much better that, I just hopped over to Nordstrom's and did a little shopping. And it was a wonderful day. It was productive. It felt good because I had done an act of greater service to the greater society. And when I got home, my house was clean and there were no broken dishes, and the children and the dogs were all right where they were supposed to be, and they were happy and they were serene, and no one was traumatized. Okay, so y'all get my point. So if you envision that your anger is simply energy, and that you are attributing the environment is giving that all that energy meaning, what it is that's made you angry, what it is that's made you hurt, then you respond in like fashion. So if you're a person that really lacks complete and total insight for yourself, you have zero idea what it is you want or how to get it. You don't know how to stick to a plan, even when you've even tried to make a plan. And things just seem to go wrong time after time after time. And the most effective coping skill that you've developed is to grab that Budweiser, baby. Oh, yeah. Had a bad day? Hey, honey, give me a beer. Yeah? I just say that because I'm in Texas. I don't know. I guess I should have said Lone Star. Do they even have Lone Star Long Neck anymore? Yeah, man, I did some dancing at Gillies. I'm going to tell you. We did some dancing at Didn't we, Billy? Anywhere where Billy might be out there in the world, he knows who he is. We did some dancing. We did some drinking. We did some singing. And some may or may not have ridden the mechanical bull when they may or may not have had a little too much to drink. I myself know nothing about that. So, so the question is then, when you have all this energy, you're angry or hurt or fearful, then the question is, what would you do or what should you do with all that anger? Are you going to hop on the runaway mine train and terrorize your entire family or your place of business or where you work? If your nickname at your business is Firecracker, you may have an anger problem. Okay? Or are you going to say, okay, I'm angry. There's a situation here that is untenable. There's a situation that's going down here that should not be allowed to stand. It's not okay. Either it's bad, or it's not fair, or it's I've lost something important, or people are not doing what I want them to do, or people are not worshiping me appropriately as I should be worshiped. Not me worship, but I'm just saying, giving you the analogy of a person who might have some of these cognitive distortions, thinking, that might lead them to this sense of anger and indignation. If you believe that you're a person who is destined for something great, something special, and at best you've been able to, muster out mediocrity in whatever your chosen performance is going to be. If you're telling yourself, I'm going to be the next Bob Seger. Yeah, I'm going to go buy me a guitar and I'm going to learn to play my guitar. I'm going to get a damn tambourine like Aerosmith. And I am going to be like Steven Tyler, Bob Seger, the new and improved Johnny Depp. I'm talking about the singer. That's what I'm going to do. Now, nobody wants to tell you this because they love you, but you don't really have that particular talent that's innate. When you sing, it's not exactly on key. And that thing called beat, well, when you try to keep a beat, it just looks like you're having a seizure because it's out of step. Some people have the musical talent, some people don't. But what is universal is that we can all enjoy music. We're all moved by music. Some people can create it, and then some of us should just not sing and listen to it, right? But you have in your mind, because you're lacking insight, and you think, well, all I needed is a guitar and a tambourine and a song, and I'll be the next Bob Seger. Now, I'm here to tell you, there is no one on this planet as cool as Bob Seger. Even at 80 years old, everybody trying to look cool, they ain't. When Bob Seger walks in the room, all the coolness factor just gets sucked right up into his essence. Sorry, Johnny Depp. Warning, stay away from Bob Seger. Okay, he is kryptonite to your cool. So that could be hurtful, right? If you really believe that all you've got to do is just practice, and you're going to become a magnificent musician, and then you just can't, you just can't get it. That could be disappointing. You could feel very sad and alienated by that. Unless there's someone there, a parent, who is healthy and understands, how to manage disappointment, you might even be traumatized by this whole thing. And then it leaves you frustrated. And that's the type of situation without a parent. That's the kind of situation that can grow into chronic long-term anger. And what happens with chronic long-term anger is people become hostile. They get bitchy. The world is a bad place to be. There's disappointment and dismay around every corner. If there's not a parent there to hug you and say to you, honey, I know you're disappointed. I know that you really, really, really wanted to be a great musician, but you know what I noticed? I noticed that you are a damn fine football player. I mean, all the little kids out there, you are hitting the hardest. Now, maybe the kids got a lot of anger about that, whole musical disappointment thing, but still, just stay with me. This is good parenting, right? It's good parenting because you're teaching the kid a couple of things. You're teaching them, yes, bad things happen. It's life. The good is there, the bad is there. Every single day, it exists together. And it just depends on what you're focusing on as to what you're experiencing in the moment. So a kid that is very upset about a lost dream or something else that could really upset them and make them sad or angry or whatever, if they're only focused on that and they don't have a coach, a parent, to calmly and lovingly and with authority, with firmness, because that instills confidence when there's a leader in the house. When that parent teaches that kid, I know you're disappointed and I am so proud of you. You have practiced. I hear you up there every night. It's great listening to you play. I love it. But I know you're disappointed. I know you didn't make the band or the chorus or whatever, choir or whatever. I know that. I had things that I wanted and didn't get, but you know what? I've noticed that you're like the best football player on your little team, on your little peewee team. You're great. You listen to your coach and you're so strong. You're the fastest kid out there. And if they throw that ball to you, honey, you don't drop it. It just makes me feel so proud of you, just seeing you out there working hard. But I'm even more proud to hear you up there practicing and practicing. What you got to understand is sometimes people can do something, they have a talent, and they can do it and make money with it and make a living out of it. But sometimes, most of the time, people like me and you, we get us a guitar and we practice and then we sing and sing and sing, not because somebody's going to pay us, but because it's fun, because we feel good, not because someone's going to worship us. Oh, they're going to all see. When I open my voice and there's a songbird that comes out and everybody's in shock at the beautiful sound of the angels coming from my voice, then they'll all be sorry. They're going to all be sorry for being mean to me. They're going to all be sorry for not worshiping me. Wait till they find out. Okay, none of that's fun, right? But it's fun to sing. That's why we turn the radio on and we all sing. That's why we all know the same songs, because it's fun. The disappointment and anger only comes when we have a belief system that's not in line with reality. So when a coach, a parent, takes that kid and says, you're feeling bad here, but because you're disappointed in some skill that you lack, let me point you to what you do well. What you do well can exist with what you do for fun. And that's good. That's very, very good. And then you say the magic word. You know what the magic word is when you're dealing with a child who's disappointed or frightened or angry? You know what the magic word is? Temporary. Honey, this is temporary. You're going to be okay. This happens. You normalize this negative experience. You say to them, Hey, we've all been there. I know it feels like this is something terrible and awful and catastrophic, but honey, this is a part of life. And let's talk about what you're learning right now. Like, what are you learning? Like, how do we move past this? And then at the end, go and, go to a movie, or let's go get an ice cream, or let's go to the beach and find some shells, or let's go ride the ferry over to Bolivar. And you're teaching this kid coping skills. You're teaching them to be methodical when they're experiencing an extreme emotion that feels uncomfortable. You're teaching them to be methodical and fact-based. This is what made me angry. This is what hurt my feelings. This is where I'm disappointed. However, even though Johnny didn't want to be my friend, David, Joe, and Harry are all my friends. Even though I suck as a musician, I'm actually like one of the best football players. And even though I got grounded from going with my friends for the overnight camping trip, my mom is going to take me to the movie. So you're teaching this kid to be methodical. You're teaching them to be fact-based. And more than anything, you're teaching them to control their emotions and not allow their emotions to control them. Right? Now, there are a ton of people that didn't grow up with that parent. You know what I mean? No. There's a lot of people that are living in homes, growing up where, they're in the 5th grade and they're the most mature person in the house. And the reason they're the most mature person in the house is because they've watched their teacher at school, or they've got a really great coach for baseball. And they've seen adults that were calm and organized and operated on deadlines and schedules and laughed and reassured people when things didn't go as planned. And so at the very least, the kid has a model for what it can look like when they're actually in a home with a parent that is overwhelmed by their own internal chaos and external behavior. When they have that parent that is out of control emotionally, whose personality problems are so disruptive because the goal is adore me, worship me, and it's not in line with I want to do something that's worthwhile. I want to do something that makes me feel good about who I am. And who am I actually? At least those kids, while they're witnessing all the turmoil and the anger and the chaos and unfulfilled dreams and whatnot, while they're living in all of this disruptive, unstable environment, they are overwhelmed by anxiety. I mean, these kids are suffering. It's awful. It's terrible. We pay so much attention to these kids that are growing up in homes where there's abuse, like physical assault. But we don't ever stop to think about kids that are living in a home where there's just screaming and yelling and there's crying and there's erratic behavior. We don't think about those kids. We think about the physical violence and we think we should protect them from the physical violence. And very often, we do. But so many are just dismissive, even sometimes enabling the chaos. Not enabling because they're bad people. Not enabling because they want bad things. No, but the enabling comes because they actually are good people and they have a lot of empathy and they see someone hurting and in trouble. And they want to help them. They want to help. And unfortunately, it comes out with, that's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay to throw things around the kitchen and scream and yell because the supermarket was out of baking soda. I don't know. Something trivial, right? It's not okay. It's not okay to watch dad freak out and then get drunker than a skunk because he got a letter from the IRS. It's not okay. That's not okay. And we shouldn't make it okay. We shouldn't watch dad freak out and traumatize and terrorize his family and then say, hey man, it's okay. You know, bad things happen to everybody. It'll be all right. You're okay. It's all right. No, it's not. That's the part. Here's what you say. You say, you know what? I'm glad you're okay now. I'm glad you're feeling better. That got kind of scary there for a minute, buddy. You kind of freaking us out a little bit. You doing okay? Like there's some problems? Can we talk about what may be happening that led you to that point? Like let's talk about it. Let's maybe there's somebody you can go talk to. You know, there's people that teach you how to learn about yourself. If you have an anger, what are some techniques for controlling it, getting it quiet? Why are you angry? Do some self-exploration, figure out the impetus, the catalyst for that type of anger, and then fix the foundation. Make it so that type of anger never comes back again. That's what you do. But when you just sit around and go, oh no, it's okay, Johnny, just go ahead and just, beat your computer with a baseball bat. That's okay, buddy. It's your computer. It'd be better if you didn't use your kid's baseball bat, but that's all right. That's all right. It's okay. You're fine. You're doing okay. I thought I might take your kids tonight to my house because they're like trembling in a way that makes me think of seizures, and there's wet stuff coming out of their eyes and their nose, and they're making weird, funny sounds, and I think they're upset. So you just stay here and just enjoy a nice, calm night. Hell, I'll go get you pizza. Get you pizza. You can stay here by yourself, calm yourself, and I'll get all this other trauma and stress out of your way. Come on, kids, let's get in the car. Yeah. No, you're not trauma. Y'all are good kids. Y'all just get in the car. So we're going to go get your pizza, honey. And you just rest. And just take care of yourself. You've had a hard day. That's not the thing to do. You're rewarding the out of control chaos. You're rewarding the trauma. You are reinforcing this traumatic behavior to increase the likelihood that it will again occur in the future. And guess what? Empirical research tells us people that embrace that anger, people that scream and yell in rage, guess what? It escalates. Yeah, not really in line with the primal scream therapy of the 1970s, if you know what I mean. No, we've absolutely learned if there's a kid that's having trouble with anger, we don't teach them to beat up their pillow. You know why? Because now they're externalizing their anger. And you know what that leads to? Violence, physical assault. No, we have to figure out what's happening. We have to right that wrong. We have to teach whatever lesson was missed. We have to establish some healthy behaviors. We have to teach some skills for calming all of that trait anxiety as well as state anxiety. And then there's no need to beat up your poor pillow. And for God's sake, never again shall we hear the sounds of primal scream. Don't enable violent anger, hostility. Don't enable that. Deal with foundational reality. State the facts, the things that are happening in your life that you're disappointed by, that you're afraid of, that you feel cheated by, the dreams that you're frustrated by because they didn't come true. Why were they so important to you? And then get that satisfaction from another avenue. A failed dream just means that's one way that didn't work. There are many roads to Rome. We can find a lot of alternate paths to get to our dreams. That's the truth. Okay, well, so you could teach, and in fact they do, sometimes teach college courses on just anger management. The books, it's one of those things that's been researched in a way that there's literal mountains of research projects and books that have been written. We know so much about it. We know so much about anxiety. So you have to really refine what you're dealing with. And you can't do that without self-exploration and insight, with guidance from some professional that's really knowledgeable in the area of, one of the reasons that I really love Adlerian therapy. I use a lot of CBT, obviously, and I use DBT stuff because I think that not just with people diagnosed with borderline, but with a lot of people, teens, kids, a lot of people, because learning to control anxious distress is something that a lot of parents themselves are not able to do. And so how the hell are they going to teach your kids to do it? Right? So DBT is great in terms of techniques and skills. I love the behavioral analysis that's built into the DBT process. But there's something called Adlerian therapy. And I love Adlerian, the theory of Alfred Adler. And that is, it's complicated. There's a lot to it, but the whole idea in a nutshell is that there's two of us, right? Well, there's like one of me physically, but there's two there's two of me inside of me. No, I'm not talking about dissociative identity disorder, but I mean there's two operators at any given time. And one of them is my ideal, like in that private area deep inside of my mind, when I think about who am I, what's important to me, what have I accomplished, what have I given back to the world, does my life have any sort of meaning, are things worthwhile, that kind of thing. So I have the ideal self that sort of sets the destination. That's my goal. That's my objective. If I am this person, if I am doing these things, then I would be fulfilled. And then there's the real Jules. Okay. And the question is, the real Jules being, who am I on any given day? Am I keeping up with my classwork because I do want to earn a PhD one day? Am I keeping up with my classwork? Am I not avoiding those, college parties so that I can go and take that test in the morning? Am I making good choices? Am I staying healthy? Am I getting the appropriate exercise? Am I eating healthy? And am I spending time with my friends so that I'm feeling happy and being that smiling, laughing person that I see in my ideal self? And the reality is, according to Alfred Adler, that these two ideals or selves are aware of each other, right? Maybe not completely conscious, but they know. And so there is that ideal, there is that perfect version of yourself. And then there's who you are day to day. Are you getting by? Are you doing well? Are you smiling at your kids? Are you taking your kids, are you playing Yahtzee with your children? Are you being conscientious at work? Are you being nice to the people in your life? Are you giving back to your community? All those types of things. And if you're really, really far apart between the ideal self and the real guy, if you're really far apart, if you're not even approaching your ideal self, well, then you may be having some anger management problems. You're disillusioned. You're angry. You're disappointed in yourself and you're pissed off at the world. And unfortunately, if your best coping skill is to grab that, well, let's go with a Miller Lite this time. We don't want to pick on Budweiser. They have the pretty Clydesdales anyway, right? If that's the most effective coping skill you have is to grab that bottle of beer or, snifter of brandy or whatever your choice is, then no, you're not doing well. Your ideal self is not even close to being realized, and you're miserable. You're living in misery, and you're mad at yourself, and you're mad at the world, and you have an anger problem. But if your ideal self is there and you know what it is, and you have a vision of who you really are, who you should really be, and you are thinking about it and you're evaluating your behavior every day and you're recognizing, I was probably not living up to my ideal self when I got really, really drunk and quit my job. That probably wasn't taking me closer to my ideal self, right? So if you, however, your day-to-day life, the behavior that you do day-to-day, if that is actually pretty close to your ideal self, even in just one area, I vow that I'm going to, I vow that I'm going to walk 3 miles a day every day. I'm not going to skip a single day for 1 year. That's right. 365 sweaty days. Yeah. And you wake up one morning and you realize that you're on day 359. And you think, oh my God, I lost my job because of COVID. I had to sell my car because of the gas prices. I no longer eat filet mignon. Now I eat eggs for dinner. And my best friend moved to Germany. But today is a great day. I'm feeling really, really good about me because I only have 1 more week and I will have walked 3 miles every day for 365 days. I will be victorious. And then you feel great. You feel great because the yin exists with the yang. Because the bad crap, the lost job, the sold car, the friend that's now gone, those things exist, but they are existing in tandem with your commitment and your drive and your motivation and your perseverance and your new drop dead gorgeous body, because you did live up to your goal of 3 miles a day every day for 365 days, right? So that's Alfred Adler in a nutshell. It's a lot more than that, but just for the purposes of sort of what does it look like, that's what it looks like. You want to figure out that ideal self. You want to do some exploration and see what really makes me tick. I don't want to be worshipped. That's not what I'm wanting. What do I want? I want excellence. I want to be excellent at something. I want to have a notable accomplishment at something. I don't just need someone to notice my face. If your only dream, if your biggest desire is for people to know who you are, that's it. That's all you care about. You want fame, baby. You want your face to come up on Twitter and for people to say, I know that guy. I know who that is. Well, then, you may be the next shooter. because that's who those people are. Those are people that have been bullied and mistreated, and they are ostracized. They don't have any friends because they treat people badly, and they think the world has screwed them. And they're hungry for recognition. They're hungry for affiliation. And so they say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do the Columbine. I just want people to know my face. It doesn't matter if I'm still alive or not. I need to know that someone out there knows my face and my name. Now, that's fairly tragic, isn't it? But I promise you, there are people operating in your life every day that are feeling that feeling of quiet desperation of, does anybody care? Does anybody give a damn? And they're angry, bitter people. And they push people away from them by behaving in bizarre and extraordinary ways. But then at the end of the day, they hold those people accountable and they say, what's wrong with you that didn't want to be friends with me in spite of my tattooed face and my bizarre haircut and, all the rest? It's your fault that you can't withstand my chaotic, out of control behavior. It's your fault. There's something wrong with you because you don't like my lies. You're the problem. Don't hold me accountable. I'm special. And all of you people are just too stupid to recognize how special I am. And that turns into moments of, I wish I was famous. I wish people could see how great I am. I wish I could do something notable that people would just recognize me and want to know me. And the school shooter is born. Or, the angry housewife. Or the drunk dad down at the corner bar. It all comes down to that. All right. Man, that was a lot today, wasn't it? It got kind of heavy in here. It's kind of crazy. But it's okay. You know why? Let me tell you why it's okay, Helen Taylor. It's okay because when I finish this video, I am going to spend the afternoon painting ceramics. Yes, I'm going to paint some Christmas gifts, and then I'm going to leave them to be fired, and then I will return next week to collect them, and they will be beautiful. They won't be perfect, but they will be mine, and they will be beautiful. And my mom will say, I'm so proud of my talented daughter. She's the most talented one of all. Okay. All right, people. Well, so let me read the chat a little bit. It was a weird live, right? It got too weird. But, you really want to know who I am? Here I am. Okay, let's see. Pink Lady Luck, my friend. How are you this morning? Hey, Kathy. Hi, Monique. Nancy Drew, you're right about that. Let's see who Nancy's right about. Nancy Drew. And Kapal is correct, but we don't know what they're talking about yet. Kapal says, I have no vindictive nature. Takes too much energy. Boom. There is some truth bomb from Kapal. All that chaos, all that simmering anger, all of that, disillusionment and complaining and judgmental bitching, that is sucking your life force, baby. You are going dry on life force. Abandon it. You remember the guy? I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. That is a guy whose life force is intact because he's got a jar of dirt, damn it. Okay. Callie, most people understand me as part of who I am. There you go, Helen. You can't choose who you work with, but you can choose your friends and partners. Choose people who bring out the best in you. You know what else you can choose, Nancy Drew? You can choose who you want to be. You don't need other people to be the catalyst of your goodness. You decide what you want to envision and empower. You decide what your daily movement and behavior is going to be. You decide what is going to make you feel joy in that moment. I love joy journals. Have y'all ever heard of joy journals? If you've heard of a joy journal, put a 21. We're playing craps here in Jewels of Thought. Roll a 21. Here, just listening, praying for. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Zelda. I am so sorry, honey. Everybody, please say a prayer for Larry. He's very sick. He's very sick. So sorry. Callie, Christmas is not instant stress. It's what you feel like you're supposed to do. You want to hear the bad word in my language? Should. I can drop an F-bomb all day long, but the word should, that's a dirty word to me. Here's why. Because when you hear Christmas, you hear, oh, I should do that. I should decorate like my house looks like the mall at Christmas. I should be able to buy the best, newest game system for my kids. I should be able to spend $7,000 on Christmas gifts. I should be able to do that. I should be able to travel to every Christmas dinner of my in-laws and my own family. I should be able to do that, but it's going to require 2 planes and a 5-hour car drive to get there. You're already out of time, honey, to make it on Christmas Day, so don't stress. That's why I don't like should. I don't like should because it's setting up an impossible standard. You never say, you know what I should do? I should be able to at least serve Spam on Christmas Day. I should be able to manage Spam. You never hear that, do you? Never. It's always, I should be able to put a big old fat turkey and an extra big old fat ham and sweet tater pie. I should be able to do that. It sets an impossible standard that most people absolutely cannot live up to it. You want to hear what my Christmas plan is, Callie? I should be able to have fun. I should be able to do something fun. And somehow I always make that. One time we had boiled shrimp as our Christmas feast because it was foolish to make a turkey and a ham and sweet tater pie and green bean casserole and pecan pie. It was foolish to do that when there were going to be 3 people there. But we ate us some damn shrimps and it was marvelous, right? So avoid the shoulds. When you hear your voice saying should, it's time to recoil in horror and restate in fact. Okay? I'm so sorry, Zelda. I keep thinking about y'all. I'm so sorry. Kapal says, someone in my chat keeps trying to get under my skin. Why? No clue. I keep trying to let her know I can't make myself care what she thinks. And then there's sarcasm. Well, Kapal, here is the truth. When I first came to YouTube, I did not know anything about YouTube. I didn't know about the drama channel. I didn't even know there was a knitting community. I didn't know anything about YouTube. I just saw people talking, whatever their topic was. I saw a bunch of people on the side chat just, typing and chattering away. I I didn't know what this term dirty deleter, I didn't even know what that was. Once I figured out what that was, I just thought it was just butt ass stupid, right? It's just dumb. Like, of course you're going to delete some videos. Want an example? Do you sweep your floor? Because sometimes we just, bring in a little dirt. The content we put out may be just chit chat. It may not have any type of real scholarly value to it at all. It may not even be amusing. It may just be something like, well, I was bored and I thought I'd see if somebody was online to talk to. And then we talked about nothing really. And there's nothing worthwhile in the video. So why would I leave it up for people to watch? And then they're going to get mad and go, well, why did she make this video? This is dumb. And so you delete it because you sweep your floor at home, don't you? Don't you want your channel to be an accurate reflection of who you are? Right? So yeah, this whole phrase, you know what? I'm going to give y'all some little insight here. The world according to Jules. You want to know why dirty deleter became a thing? You want to know why that term, you're just a dirty delete. Nice dirty delete there, Jules. You want to know why? Because they make the act of deleting, they make it shameful, right? They send a message that says, if you're deleting your videos, you are an embarrassment. You don't stand by your behavior. You're trying to trick people into who the real you is. All these negative, bad things. And then the next time you think, well, I'm just going to delete this because this has no kind of value at all. You stop and go, but wait. Then I'm going to be known as a dirty deleter. And that is shameful. That's just under you racist. Right? And so what happens then? Let's say someone comes in and makes you mad, legitimately mad. They say something that they shouldn't. They do something horrible to one of your friends, and you react in an appropriate manner, righteous indignation, standing up for your friend or your child or yourself, and you get mad. And you say, hey, asshole, don't be an asshole. They want you to keep that up in case they miss ripping it off your YouTube and saving it to their hard drive. They want you to keep it there in case they miss it, in case they need to come back later and shame you. Yeah? They want it up there. They want you to leave it there as evidence for whatever, they're trying to prove when they say, ooh, that Jules, she got mad. She's so stable. She's so emotionally unstable. She back on the sauce. That Jules, she's back on the sauce. Right? No way is she a professional. She's an alleged psychologist. Right? So, if I get mad and say something that damn well should be said, if someone should say it, because we don't like to enable bad behavior. It's okay to call some back. If you can clap back, as long as you have a goal, as long as there is going to be some pro-social intended result, as long as you have a plan, as long as you're being methodical and you're not like critters on the runaway mine train with your hair on fire. Woohoo! Yeah, we're having fun now. Right? We want to be methodical. We want to have a plan. We want to know what it is we're doing. And I clapped back at Colorful PI Guy. I think his behavior has been egregious. It's egregious, I tell you. Egregious, right? It's not okay to look at Candace Cooley a woman who is searching in the desert for her child. It's not okay to talk about her finances, for God's sake. Are you crazy? So I was horrified. It was wrong. It was wrong on a societal level to treat people that way. It didn't really help much when colorful PI guy with his personality started telling a woman what she should wear on her live stream. I laughed. I said, okay, Vic, let's have a conversation. Right? I mean, it's ridiculous. So I acted out. I had anger. I had righteous indignation. I said what needed to be said. I made my point. I wasn't ashamed of it. It should happen. And it has nothing to do with, my level of self-control or conscientiousness as a professional. It's me as a human being reacting to one person harming another person for no apparent reason at all, other than, hey, look at me, notice me, ain't I grand? But sometimes, because we're people, we do get into arguments with people. And then there is a screaming match. Sometimes, hopefully not very often, but it happens. You don't want that up there. You want to make your apologies and you want to move on. That was not you being your best self. Now, if you're doing it every week, or if you're doing it twice or 3 times a week, now you can have a problem. But if you're talking about somebody that twists off, once a year, once every 6 months, yeah, you probably want to delete that and get that down. It was you being human. A moment of a mistake, right? But the haters, the trolls, they want that evidence there so they can take it down and keep it for future reference. So 3 years ago, 2, 3, 4 years ago, I got mad and called another creator a bitch for a very good reason. That was evidence that I'm an alleged psychologist. And that is used as ammunition. We have the tapes. I have the tapes. I'll show them. I will. And my response is to, dance across the deck of a pirate ship singing, I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. Because that's about how much I care about all your recordings of me when I was in bereavement. I'm good. Okay. So this dirty delete thing, they're shaming you to control your behavior. And that's wrong. If you make a video or you engage in a conversation and you ultimately later, maybe the next day, maybe 3 months later, maybe a year later, you decide, hey, this video is not really consistent with what I want my channel to look like. I'm trying to be a little bit more legitimate in my YouTube stuff. Then hell, delete the damn thing if you want to. Set it to private, whatever. Who cares? It's nobody's business but yours. Your channel is your house on the streets of YouTube, right? If you agree with me, put a 1. If you agree, put a 1. Is today the 8th or the 9th? Love potion number 9. It is not. It is the 9th, Nancy. Why do the birds go on singing? Why does the sea rush to shore? Don't they know it's the end of the world? Like strawberry wine, 17, hot July night, the morning. Y'all see how it's improvised that? Yes, I did. It's more like tidy deletings. I like it, yin yang. I can roll with that. We don't dirty delete in this community of healthy, happy individuals. We tidy delete. We just clean house, right? 1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever know. 2 can be as bad as 1. It's the loneliest number from the number 1. I don't, Jackie. It's fairly horrible. Left a good job in a city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost a minute of sleeping, worried about the way things might have been. Big wheels keep on rolling, Proud and Mary keep on rolling, rolling, ooh, rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. Midnight, all alone in the moonlight. Okay, I can't rap. I like big butts and I know it. Okay, I'm done. Finished. Jules, you are the most pleasant person I listen to on YouTube. Always a pleasure, though. You are very kind, Callie. Thank you. And I am not always pleasant, I promise. Just ask Piddle and Bill. What amazing times we live in. I lay in my bed writing, and then you start to sing. Let's hope you are not a music critic, Ying. Okay. But that's my point, right? Everybody wants to sing for notoriety. They want to sing for fame. They want to sing for money. I sing for laughs, right? Okay. Joy journals. Y'all know what joy journals are? It's mutual, Pink, I promise. So joy journals are the simplest journals of all. And that is every night before you go to sleep, in your joy journal, put the date, put the time, and then write down the 10 things that you experienced or saw or remembered or felt during the day that was good. How's that? It's fairly interesting what kind of the pattern that you see over time as you do this. And it makes you feel damn good. And it acts very much like a program that you'd put in a computer, reference confirmation bias, correct? So if the first 3 nights you're going, what am I supposed to do in my joy journal? I'm supposed to write down 10 things during the day that brought me joy or made me laugh or tasted good or felt good or was a happy memory. So basically anything, with a serotonin dopamine bump, right? My internet worked today. That was good. Nothing good happened. How? What? This crazy lady wants 10 good things. What? There's nothing good. Right now, this second, while I'm talking about this, something good just happened. Here. I looked up because I was thinking, and the foxtail palm tree that's out in between me and the ocean, 3 parrots just landed in our foxtail palm tree. And that is very good. It brings me joy. And it's a moment that I want to remember forever. So I'm going to put it in my joy journal. See how that works? Yeah. I'll tell you another thing's in my joy journal. What's in my joy journal? The dolphins. Cool story about the dolphins. This area, the water area that we live, is a dolphin nursery. Serotonin dopamine link combined with confirmation bias, Nancy. So the first 3 days, you're trying to do 10 joyful things that you experience that day. And most people can't even get to number 5. But then something magical happens at hour 96. And at hour 96, the learning curve has happened and the brain says, okay, so this is a new habit. This isn't something that was temporary. It's not going away. She's literally going to write this in her journal every night. So now I know I have a new job, and that is as she goes through her day every day, all day long, I have to be on the lookout for what? Something to put in the joy journal. Now, mind you, all of this happens in a completely unconscious or perhaps a little bit of a subconscious way. You might actually be fully metacognitively aware that you're looking for something to put in your joy journal. That's okay. You are playing ball. Okay? It's fun to do. Give it a shot. I had someone in my circle who always said that they had a black cloud following them. And guess what they looked out and saw every day, Nancy Drew? Every day. That's right. That good old confirmation bias. You're looking for a dark cloud, you're going to find the dark cloud. Now, sometimes, let's be fair, bad things happen because life is unforgiving, but it's also absolutely magnificent and unexpected. At the same time that heartache and devastation occurs, so do great joys and unexpected gifts if you are paying attention. So relax, spread your arms out to the world and say, okay, some days it's going to be bad and some days it's going to be great. And I am here to experience it all. I'm okay. If something bad happens, it won't be long before something good happens. And if something good has happened, dare I say it, if something great is happening, remember to record it, somehow memorialize it, because at some point, something bad is going to happen again. It is life. Something bad will happen at some point. It's expected. It isn't catastrophic. It is not devastating, and it damn sure ain't personal. Mother Nature is not looking at you with her finger pointed at you going, oh yeah, guess what I got in store for you today? That is not what is happening. It's all happening together. Great, happy, joyful, beautiful, pleasurable things are happening at exactly the same time that disappointment and loss and frustration is happening. They all exist together at the same time. You can't have one totally bad day and one totally good day. If you're having a day that's totally bad or a year that's totally bad, that's because you are letting it be that way. You are choosing to look at the bad things and you are discounting the great things that are happening to you. If I was in a bad mood, if I was pissed off about something Bill did, no, I'm kidding. He doesn't make me angry. If I was upset and angry about something that, whatever, and I looked out there and saw the parrot in the foxtail palm, it might not even register in my brain what I was looking at. It might not even register in my brain. Yeah? That's what that means. I'm here for it. That's a statement of intent. That's not just a cute little thing that, Jada Pinkett Smith said. It's a part of this greater idea that the good is living and existing with the bad, that it's all layered. It's a conglomerate. It's a mixture of everything, very much like a Christmas fruitcake. The good with the bad, baby. And, it's Christmas. You just want to take a bite out of it. And you just take it both. You just take the good with the bad. And it's delightful. Even when people say, damn, I hate a Christmas fruitcake. And then you just eat it because it's what you do. It's Christmas and it's funny and it makes everybody laugh, right? Everybody hates fruitcake and yet everyone has fruitcakes. Yeah, it's just a weird thing. Wouldn't it be great if you could live your life like that every day? If you could just say, hey, it's my life is a fruitcake. I got some good stuff in there and I got some really unusual stuff that I can't name in there. And then, and then there's some bad stuff in there. But when you put it all together, it's something you don't want to miss. So you just open your arms wide and you just say, here I am. It's all out there. I know it is. And even though I may get the very worst news in a moment, it's entirely possible that 15 minutes later, I may win the lottery. It's life. It's what we make of it. My very first joy journal will be Jot made me smile. Jot made me laugh. Jot tickled. You're gonna make me cry. I'm gonna cry, Zelda, because you are an amazing human being. You're a special woman. See? Who could have anticipated that? All right. Y'all are very good friends. You really are. You are appreciated and loved. I promise you, Zelda. And, you are in all of our prayers, Zelda, you and Larry. Okay? You are not forgotten, I can promise you. Okay, everybody. So I am going to do ceramics. It's going to be Christmas ceramics. And listen, I swear, Pink. I swear, what I'm about to tell you, Pink, is 100% true. It is planned. It is purposeful. You ready? This is absolute God's honest truth. I'm going to paint ceramics. I'm making Christmas gifts. So I'm doing like a nativity scene, and then I'm doing some plates that will be glazed and fired so you can actually eat off them. And then I've got a couple of big Santa Clauses that I'm, always do. And it's July. So it's Christmas in July. And so as I get in my car with my hat on, bad hair day, I put my top down because I'm a Mustang girl. And then I put in the Osmond Family Christmas album. And I turn it up really loud as I drive to go make my Christmas ceramics. What do you think about that plan, Pink? Yeah. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, there's a tree in a grand hotel, one in a park as well. The sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. All right. That's my day. I'm visualizing. Wait, I can't hear. I'm visualizing Bill behind you. He ghost. It's funny that you should say that. We are actually great. No, I'm kidding. You know what they have, Pink? I think this is cool. Never done it, but I think it's really great. They have like these Friday night or Saturday night date night pottery classes, and they're for couples. And so you go in and you're using a wheel and you're actually throwing a piece of pottery, but you're doing it together as a couple. Interesting, right? Very interesting. And the way that I learned about this, which then inevitably led me to this pottery place. And I used to do pottery all the time, like I don't know, years and years ago. And then, got away from it. But anyway, one of the marriage counselors that is, I'm friends with, she was telling me that she actually has couples that she's working with. She'll have them go and do a series of these pottery classes where they're working cooperatively. Listen to this. They can only speak in single words while they're working on their piece of pottery. Isn't that cool? Yeah, it really requires a connection. It really requires, focusing on each other and trying to figure out, what your nonverbals are saying, and it's pretty cool. I thought it was fascinating. Critters, you were not here. I made you front and center of my video today. Not the nice, kind, sweet critters that we all know and love, but it was sort of like this imaginary, darker version of a critters. You may want to go back to the beginning and listen. It involved Disney World and runaway mine trains. All right, everybody. Oh, look, Wise Willow does macrame. So on Web Sleuths, I'm sorry to say I cannot remember her name. She co-hosts on Web Sleuths. What is her name? Do y'all know her name? With the long dark hair? Pretty lady. What is her name? She often sits in front of her window. She's got a big picture window that she made macrame drapes, curtains. Oh my God. They're gorgeous. No. The not Trisha, but the co-host, the lady with the long dark hair that is always on with her. Do y'all know her name? Oh, I can't remember her name. Does anybody know? See you later, Pink. You have a great Saturday. Yes, strawberry wine. Yes. What's her name? Help me. It's going to drive me crazy. I'm going to have to go over to Web Sleuths and watch a video. No. What's her name? I thought one of you would know. Shoot. Well, anyway, if you go to Web Sleuths, sometimes when she's going live, she'll be in front of this big window where she has done these macrame curtains. They are breathtaking, beautiful, real, sincerely gorgeous. I can't even imagine it. When I saw it, I was like, macrame is highly underappreciated. When I saw what she made, I was blown away. I couldn't believe it. It's gorgeous, beautiful. And then that led me to go to Etsy and pull them up because I was like, ooh, I want some. I want to see if somebody's making them. I'll buy it, hang it up in my house. And then I saw the price. And I was like, well, someone is valuing macrame because they're expensive. So, yeah, y'all should go and watch Web Sleuths just to try to get a glimpse of that window. It is gorgeous. Yeah. Oh, it is really gorgeous. Nancy, you're almost home free. I've learned a lot. I'm just at the end of recovering from COVID. It was horrible. Hope you feel better soon. Yeah. I'm telling you, Zelda and Larry have had a really rough time recently. Absolutely. Well, no. Now, isn't Trisha the owner of Web Sleuths? Are they both named Trish or Trisha? I think Trisha is the main lady, the lady that owns the Web Sleuths online, the website, and has the channel. Am I wrong about that? Oh well. Now y'all have given me another mystery to pursue, but I'm not going to today because today is Christmas time. I'm envisioning a sky filled with snow. Nancy Drew, it's horrible. It got to my stomach. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think I've learned a lot. Changed her name. Didn't see. You used to have a different name, didn't you? I've learned a lot. That's what I thought, Kapa. Amy, I think it's Amy Strawberry Wine. I think you're right. That's it. That's the lady that used to be LDS, right? She's the one that made the macrame curtains, and it's so beautiful. I was so impressed. I was so impressed. I was like, now that is a skill that not many people can do and is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, the macrame lady, whew, much respect. Much respect. Yes, I remembered your picture. I've learned a lot. And you had COVID. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. But I'm glad you're back. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people get worried about the brain fog. Like it scared them, you know. And I guess you have to wonder if the whole brain fog thing, if it comes just because you are so sick, because your immune system is working overtime. Um, it's trying to make your body be still and rest, but your doctor's telling you stay upright and walking, don't lay down. You know, it it's a tough disease. It's hard all the way around. Yeah, lots of people remember Jan. I've learned a lot. I had more of the respiratory symptoms and not the stomach issue. I see there are two types going around. Yeah, and it's a weird, the way it affects people is odd. There's a lot of neurological involvement. But that's common with viruses. As I put, camphophenique on a fever blister. Um, yeah, with most viruses, there's neurological involvement, and it's that's why shingles often emerges because it's the virus that got into an actual nerve. Yeah, a lot of people have really struggled with brain fog. I mean, people, it takes 3, 4 months to move past it. But I've seen the same kind of brain fog where people were like recovering like from a heart attack. I think that just might be part of the body trying to heal itself, trying to restrict what your movement is. And I could be, I'm totally, this is Wild Speculation Friday on Saturday morning because I'm just speculating on this. My husband has brain fog and headaches from Lyme. He took his last dose of antibiotics last night. Yeah, and those headaches are just unforgiving, right? They're unforgiving. Still crying. I'm sorry, critters. Yeah, it's, that the whole China, that Wuhan thing, it gave us a different life. It increased the physical illnesses, it destroyed jobs, it killed the world economy. But we're recovering, we're doing it. It's not great, but we've learned to support each other at least. I hardly had any symptoms from COVID, but it took my kidneys down to 50%. Wow. And that's the other thing too, Diane. You hear these like with Nancy and Sketty Nona and I've learned a lot and Critters and Zelda. It's such a difficult disease, but then you run across people, they have it. I mean, they clearly have it. They've got fever and whatnot, but then they're wanting you to play cards and play Yahtzee, and they're sitting up in bed and they're like, why can't I go out? it's odd that some people seem to be resilient to it and other people are just slapped down, you know. That's why I'm so afraid to get it, because I have chronic fatigue already and I get brain fog with that. Obviously fatigue, so it's scary to get anything additional. No, I agree, free to be me. I agree. The neurological involvement of viruses in general combined with an autoimmune problem, yeah, it's very difficult. The L mom. Thank you, strawberry wine. Thank you. Yes. And she could be called the M mom because of her macrame. Yeah. Thank y'all for filling in my blanks. Heart attacks, brain injury maybe come from the shortage of oxygen. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I'm thankful to be alive more than I ever have been. It definitely gives you a new perspective, right, critters? Being homebound in quarantine messes with mood so badly. So badly, Sketanona. So badly. Yes, I have the injury, can come even with asymptomatic. Gotten all the vaccines, getting ready to get another. Don't know if they help me, but I'm going to try. Right, Vaughn PT? It just feels like it's a one massive experiment, doesn't it? You know, everybody's going through the motions, they're doing everything they're supposed to, and yet it just won't go away. Why? Why isn't it going away? It's very strange. All right, people. I have a date with Donny Osmond. I got to go. Y'all have a wonderful Saturday. And don't forget, identify 10 good things today. All right. Okie dokie. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Oh, before I go, please, 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 I'm begging you, please. There's 48 of us in here. Can we get 48 thumbs up? I'm begging. This is shameless, shameless pandering. You're the greatest community. You're the best community on YouTube. There's no finer community on YouTube. And dare I say it, we are, in fact, the most beautiful community on YouTube. We're the smartest community on YouTube. We have the biggest, fattest thumbs of all communities on YouTube. You're awesome. I think about you every day and night. I couldn't live without you all. That's called pandering. Okay. Also, if you would direct your attention to the exit aisles on your left and your, oh, wait a minute. That's the whole stewardess thing. For notifications, I found out not long ago that the algorithm was reloaded like 6 months ago or something. If you're not getting notifications, you must hit the unsubscribe. And a lot of people are finding out they've been unsubscribed without knowing it, without realizing it. So go to the section where you would hit subscribe and see if you are in fact still subscribed, and then hit unsubscribed. Wait for a second. Well, wait like 5 seconds, and then hit subscribe again. And then you absolutely must hit the very top thing that says receive all notifications. If you do not have all notifications clicked, you are not being notified of the lives. If you only got, sometimes receive notifications, you will not be getting them. It has to be that receive all notifications. It's not all notifications in YouTube. It's all notifications from the Jewels of Thought channel. Okay. The big reset, critters. This is going to be the big reset at Jewels of Thought. Everybody go look at your subscribe button. Hit that button and unsubscribe. Let's count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now hit that subscribe button one more time, and now hit the bell that says receive all notifications. There we go. It was the Great Reset here at Jules of Dawn. All right, everybody. Y'all have a great day. I'm out of here. I got Christmas things to do. See you later. Zelda, Larry is in my prayers, and you are in my thoughts.